It's Sunday, March 18th, 2018. Gotta always put the date before everything. That way, context, even if somebody watches this 10 years from now, they will sit there and be able to go, I'm not watching this. The news is old. So it's Sunday Smorgasbord time. And it's time to basically do, real quick, the channel's health, which we have 387 views. We got a whopping 53 views this week. 53! That's the most yet. It's very strong. My NASCAR stuff seemed to get me quite a bit of views, so that was pretty cool. It's like I'm still trying to find what exactly the channel will do, but I do love NASCAR, so it did help a little bit. My sports stuff always seems to do okay because people love the sports. So also I did 9 videos this week, and we're up to 83 videos that we've done on the channel, and we now have 6 subscribers. So we're moving in the right direction. We've been doing this for about 2 months now, solid. Channel basically started in 2016, like in October of 2016, but then I really didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and so I just kind of abandoned it for a while, and then came back, and I kind of had a plan of what I wanted to do, and I've stuck to it for the most part. So I mean, I've done a video every day for the last 2 months straight, with my varying topics and whatnot. So the channel's health is doing pretty well. So we're going to just talk about some random topics. First one we're going to talk about real quick: Jets move up in the draft. Already they've moved up to the 3rd pick. All they've really done is flip-flop their first-round picks with Indianapolis, gave up 3 second-rounders. Not that big of a deal to move up 3 spots. I mean, some of their second-rounders are pretty high, but now they're pretty much guaranteeing they're going to get one of those top 3 quarterbacks. There's no way that anybody can sneak up past them and get, all 3 of them. They are guaranteed to get one of the major 3, even though I still think it's a 4 with Baker Mayfield. A lot more people are still betting it's Darnold, Rosen, and Allen. So now I'm going to revamp my top 5 again. Sam Darnold's still going number 1. Cleveland now more than ever, because people are going to, I think that number 4 pick that Cleveland has, people are going to try to take that pick too. They're going to try to, they're going to try to tempt Cleveland to give up that pick so that they can get one of those top 4 quarterbacks and move up past Denver. Denver might even sneak up 1 spot. I don't know what they're going to have to give up. I'm not looking forward to seeing what they give up to move up 1 spot to get the 4th quarterback in the draft. But I think that right now, more than ever, Cleveland can't just draft, like some people are saying they're going to draft Saquon Barkley, and then, well, the top 2 quarterbacks could be gone at that point, and then you're just left with whoever. Get the quarterback you want. And the quarterback Cleveland wants, Sam Darnold. That's what I think. Second, I know a lot of people say, well, the Giants are not going to take a quarterback because they're going to believe in Eli Manning. Halfway through the season, Giants fans are going to wish they took a quarterback. The Giants are not going to disappoint you. The Giants are still going to take Rosen out of UCLA. The 3rd pick now, the Jets will take Allen out of Wyoming. The 4th pick, Cleveland is going to hold on to that 4th pick because I don't think anybody's going to really be able to entice them to get rid of it right now. But you never know what they could be offered. So as of now, I'm going to say Cleveland's going to hold on to it. Saquon Barkley is going to be their pick. They'll have their running back and their future quarterback that could anchor that offense for the next 10 years, and that is solid. That means in the next 10 drafts, you're not worried about quarterback or running back, and that can be a big thing. And at number 5, I'm still saying the Broncos take Baker Mayfield. The only thing that could throw a monkey wrench into this is if somebody like Buffalo or Arizona, who are also desperate for quarterbacks, can wrestle that 4th pick away from Cleveland. Then I think Denver will not, of course, get one of those quarterbacks, and I think Denver then is free to take either Bradley Chubb or Saquon Barkley. And it might take a big weight off of Elway's shoulders because now he doesn't have to make a pick of quarterback in the 1st round and maybe mess that up. He can now go what a lot of people are saying more are sure things, which is Chubb and Saquon Barkley. Maybe even the guard out of Notre Dame, but I think they'd probably take that running back, Saquon Barkley. So that's going to be my revamped for now because we've still got another month and a week until we get to the draft. So Sam Darnold to Cleveland, Rosen to the Giants, Allen to the Jets, Right now, Saquon Barkley, the running back, going to Cleveland, and then Baker Mayfield will go to Denver. We also learned this week that Toys R Us is going to claim bankruptcy. They're leaving us, and I mean, Toys R Us for me when I was a kid was more for video games. I didn't buy a lot of toys, although I did buy Micro Machines and Hot Wheels cars when I was a little kid. But I think I bought those more from Lionel Playworld, which I think Toys R Us might have bought a lot of their locations. So the Lionel Playworld I think became a Toys R Us at some point for me. So it's the building that I really remember the most. But Toys R Us was the last one to own that building until it got torn down and turned into something else. But Toys R Us for me was more of getting my video games, and I remember they would have those flaps. It was just a picture of the video game up there, and you would lift up the flap and pull one of the little tags and take it up to the thing, and they would come out and they would give you your game. But you could open up, you could look at the tab and look at the back of the arcade, look at the back of the box, and the front of the box was on the front side of the tab, so you could still read. I mean, because they wouldn't put out a full box. It was just these tabs that you could lift up and look at. And I mean, I could spend an hour in that aisle just flipping up every tab and reading it, deciding on which video game I want. Then I always, back then it was like the Genesis, and I think it was mostly the Sega Genesis, and I would end up just getting like a sports game. So it's like I'm going, oh, that looks cool, that's so cool. And then it's like, oh, I think I'm just going to get World Series Baseball 95. So, I don't know. Which brings me to a thing that retail's dying as we know it. Retail, of course, will never really go away, but retailers now are having to scramble to decide how are we going to reinvent ourselves for the future. I think you're always going to have physical buildings somewhere that people can go and pick something up in a pinch. But I think a lot of retailers are going to start. I mean, you can already see Sears is going to go out of business. We're losing Toys R Us. Kmart's will be gone because they really can't compete with Walmart. So you're going to start losing some of these. You're going to start losing some of these retailers. You're always going to have probably the number one. You'll probably still have Walmart. You'll probably still have Home Depots because they're number one in the home improvement sector. You're always going to have like a grocery store probably because there's just some people, they refuse to go to Walmart. But I think Targets could find it very tough in the future to compete with Walmart's low prices. Costco's, I think, are pretty safe. It's the whole membership thing, but I think you could lose Sam's Clubs at some point because I think a lot more people would rather go to a Costco. But, the landscape of all this is changing. I think a lot of small mom and pop shops in a neighborhood could be strong, but they're not going to be big money makers, and you're not going to build up big retailers anymore. Amazon is pretty much the way to go. If you want to really evolve, we could get to a point where we go to a website and we can actually we could ask for a virtual sales clerk. Basically you hit a button. I think there are some people that actually do this. You just hit a button and say, hey, I really don't want to navigate your site. I can't be bothered to type in the search bar, so I'm just going to sit there and ask for a virtual person to come up and say, how can I help you today, sir? And then you tell them what you want, and they go find it. They fill out the order. They take all the information, and you're just sitting there going, I better get good customer service. It's better be the best. It's like, you're not smiling. You're looking at the keyboard. Type and look at me. Pay attention to me. Because there's still people out there, they have to be the center of attention. I think a lot of angry customers that yell and scream when something goes wrong, they want to be the center of attention. You guys are kind of brats. So yeah, or you're going to get to a point where you're just going to say it on the website. You don't even have to type nothing. You just say everything, and it might even be right into your phone, or could be into a watch someday, or just some other little thing. But retail, guys like me, because I don't work at the front. I work in the back side of retail. So I mean, at the very least, I'll be one of those guys that at least fills up a truck full of junk that's going to people's houses. So I'll at least have a job until they automate that, which I don't look forward to, because then I'm gonna have to learn how to fix those things until they create the robots that can fix those things. And then I have to be the person that knows how to fix the robots that fix the robots. at some point a human is going to have to be involved, and I'm going to be that guy till I'm, too old to move, and then I'm just going to collect Social Security like the rest of us. So those are just, this is a relatively short video for me, I guess. But what do you think about retail? Who do you think's next big retailer to hit the ground? Who do you think is really going to be the next big one? In 10 years, do you think we're going to lose a lot more retailers and, Amazon's big old footprint? Or do you think Amazon will just buy everybody and it'll be the Home Depot presented by Amazon, Walmart presented by Amazon, Amazon Mart, Amazon Depot? It's like we'll all be working for Amazon someday if you want to work retail. So that's the show for this week. That's Sunday Smorgasbord. So thank you for watching. If you like the show, subscribe, like, please. And to all the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.